Have you ever been driving down the highway and suddenly found yourself behind a brand new truck that costs more than most people's houses? You know the one I'm talking about. The gleaming monster with chrome everything, leather seats that probably cost more than your monthly rent, and a payment that would make your mortgage broker weep. And here's the thing that really gets me. The person driving it probably makes less money than you do. So, what's going on here? How are regular people, teachers, nurses, mechanics, and retail workers somehow affording these astronomical car payments that seem to defy basic mathematics? We are looking at vehicles that cost more than the median household income. The answer is terrifying. They aren't secretly millionaires hiding their wealth. They are trapped in a perfectly designed system of wealth destruction. My name is Nick, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial psychology, and why millions of rational adults make decisions that guarantee they will work until the day they die. If you've ever wondered how your neighbor can afford that $70,000 pickup truck while constantly complaining about grocery prices, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Today, we are going to dissect the modern car payment crisis. We will uncover how the auto industry manipulates the math, why an 84-month loan is a financial death sentence, and the psychological trap that turns your transportation into automotive indentured servitude. Let's start with the most obvious question. How much are we actually talking about here? When I tell people the average car payment numbers, they usually assume I'm making them up. The average new car payment in America has climbed to over $700 per month. That's not for a luxury vehicle, that's the average payment for a regular new car. But it gets much worse when you look at trucks and SUVs, which have become the default choice for the American buyer. These payments routinely exceed $900 per month, and it's not uncommon to see payments over $1,200. $1,200 every single month for 6, 7, or even 8 years. How are people fitting this into a normal budget? The answer lies in the weaponization of the loan term. Remember, when a car loan was 3 years, maybe 4 if you really stretched it? Those days are as dead as the flip phone. Today's car loans routinely stretch 84 or even 96 months into the future. The appeal is mathematically obvious. If you spread that $60,000 truck payment over 8 years instead of 4, the monthly payment drops significantly. Suddenly, a truck that would have required a $1,500 monthly payment becomes manageable at $900. The monthly number looks reasonable, which is exactly what the buyer is trained to focus on. But here is what most people don't calculate while sitting in that dealership. By extending the loan term, they are dramatically increasing the total amount they will pay. That $900 payment over 8 years adds up to over $86,000. That is an extra $14,000 just for the privilege of having a lower monthly payment. Even worse, they will be making payments on that truck long after it is worth a fraction of what they paid for it. By year 5 of an 8-year loan, you owe significantly more than the vehicle is worth. You are trapped in negative equity, unable to sell or trade the vehicle without writing a massive check to the bank. To keep this cycle moving, dealerships rely on a few magic tricks. The biggest one is the 0% financing myth. Walk into any dealership and you'll see signs screaming 0% APR for qualified buyers. Sounds amazing, right? Free money. But dealers don't want you to know that the cost of that financing is simply baked into the purchase price of the vehicle. You are either paying full price and getting 0% financing, or you are getting a massive cash discount and paying market rate interest. You never get both. Then there is the trade-in game, the ultimate financial hamster wheel. Someone buys a car with a 7-year loan. After 3 years, they get bored. They want the new model. But they still owe $30,000 on a car that is only worth $22,000. So, what do? the dealer cheerfully rolls that $8,000 of negative equity into the new loan for the new car. Now, they are paying interest on a car they don't even own anymore. Their loan balances keep ballooning. It is like running on a treadmill where every mile you run makes the belt move twice as fast. And we haven't even touched the hidden carrying costs. People focus intensely on negotiating the monthly payment, completely forgetting the insurance and maintenance. Insuring a $70,000 truck costs drastically more than a $20,000 sedan. Add comprehensive, collision, and gap insurance, and you are easily looking at $200 to $300 a month. And when modern vehicles break, and they will break, the repair bills are staggering. A simple brake job can cost $1,000. Because buyers have zero margin, these repairs go on credit cards, turning a car into a permanent debt spiral. But why do rational people do this? The psychological effect is fascinating and deeply disturbing. We have completely normalized extreme car payments. If someone told you they were spending $1,200 a month on coffee, you would stage an intervention. If they spent it on clothes, you'd assume they had a shopping addiction. But when it's a car payment, society just nods and says, well, you need reliable transportation. This didn't happen by accident. The automotive industry has spent billions of dollars researching exactly how to trigger your emotional insecurities. They don't sell cars anymore. They sell lifestyles, dreams, and social validation. That commercial showing a rugged truck climbing a mountain isn't selling you a commute to your office job. It's selling you the fantasy that you are a rugged, successful mountain climber. Once someone commits to these extreme payments, they develop what I call automotive Stockholm syndrome. They become emotionally attached to their financial captor. The truck becomes a reflection of their identity and their hard work. The idea of driving something cheaper feels like admitting failure or accepting a lower social status. When you suggest they could save $800 a month by driving a reliable used Honda, they don't hear a financial strategy, they hear a direct attack on their self-worth. They will defend their truck payment with the same passion they defend their family, even though that exact payment is preventing them from securing their family's financial future. Let's run the real numbers on the true opportunity cost of this identity purchase. Let's take a typical scenario. Someone buys a $55,000 truck with a 7-year loan at 6% interest. Their monthly payment is about $800. Over the life of that loan, they will pay approximately $67,000 total. Add an insurance at $250 a month, and that's another $21,000. Factor in fuel at $350 monthly, which is another $29,000. Maintenance and repairs over 7 years will easily run $15,000. When you add it all up, this person will spend over $130,000 on transportation in just 7 years. And at the end of those 7 years, they own a piece of metal worth maybe $15,000. They have essentially paid $130,000 for the privilege of driving a $15,000 asset. That is wealth destruction with heated seats. The most depressing part is what that money could have accomplished. If that person took that $800 monthly payment and invested it in a simple S&P 500 index fund earning an average 8% return, they would have over $90,000 after those same 7 years. If they kept doing it for 20 years, that single car payment represents over $470,000 in lost generational wealth. You are quite literally trading $500,000 of future freedom for a leather dashboard today. The mystery of how people are affording these insane car payments isn't a mystery at all. It is a carefully orchestrated system of extended loan terms, emotional manipulation, and financial gymnastics that would make a circus performer jealous. People aren't affording these payments, they are just kicking the financial can down the road while slowly bleeding out their net worth. The next time you see someone driving a vehicle that costs more than your house, remember, they are probably eating generic cereal for dinner just to afford it. And that reliable, paid-off car in your driveway? That isn't a symbol of failure. It is the ultimate status symbol of someone who actually understands math. It is the vehicle driving you straight toward absolute financial independence. Start viewing your car as a tool to get from point A to point B, not a billboard for your ego. Stop funding the banks, protect your cash flow, and keep your freedom. Trust me, your future self will thank you for it.